Okay, who's one of our student success coaches. He is going to be our speaker today. And then tomorrow we will have Mr. Moyce, our other student success coach. So thank all of you for joining. As I was saying yesterday to Ms. Hunter, who was our speaker, we did have very low student attendance as this is the last week of classes. So I'm sure a lot of students are trying to get all their assignments in, particularly those who are interns who are making sure that they have all of their task stream assignments in. Nonetheless, we still will record so that this can be a part of our broader strike series webinar that Ms. Bryant is preparing and making sure to post on our YouTube channel. So again, my apologies for the delayed start. So Jonathan, you could go ahead and start sharing your screen.
Okay, give me 1 second. Oh, it says host disabled attendee screen sharing. I'll try it one more time.
I was going to say, make him co-host.
Ms. Bryant, can you
There
make
it is.
Jonathan?
It's letting me share it now.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Screen sharing has failed to start. Third time's the charm. I love how it wants to be difficult. Okay, there we go. Everyone can see this, right? Okay. So here we have the complete college experience. And as you all see, I have turned the word complete into an acronym. And the reason that I did that is because I want to do a little activity right now. And throughout this presentation, we're going to be doing little small activities here and there. Find a piece of paper and a pen or something to write with. And the same way that I have complete written out as an acronym, you just write the same thing on a piece of paper. Once you've done that, I want you to go through and try to guess as to what you think each individual letter in the word complete represents. And as we go through the presentation, we're going to see how close each and everybody was on each individual letter. So I'll let everyone do that. I'll give everyone about 2 minutes or so. And when you're finished, you can just put in the chat that you're done. Oh, there's 1, 2, oh, 3, 4, 5, and let's see here. Thank you for the thumbs up. And I believe that's everyone. Okay, then. So again, I say keep that little list that you just created in mind as we go throughout this presentation. And again, I have the complete college experience, right? Who has the complete college experience? A complete college student. And so I wanted to ask the question, what does your complete college student look like? So take a few moments, think about it, and when you have come up with something, you can feel free to share it over the mic, or you can just put it in the chat. There's different characteristics that you think or that you feel make up a complete college student. I'm assuming everybody's going in the chat. Persistence. Well, persistence is a big one, definitely. And focus, not staying committed, definitely. Okay, then. So I see that we're having a lot of people focus on persistence. I can see that. And I'm actually very much glad that that is a very, what's the word, poignant word that stuck out to everyone. Ooh, resilience. I definitely like that one. Okay, so as for right now, we kind of have a general sense of what makes up a complete college student, correct? And so the same way that I want you all to hold on to that list for what you believe each letter complete, incomplete stands for, also keep in mind what you said to answer this question. On this slide, I have a word. Everyone put it in the chat. I'm fairly certain you can guess which word it is, or feel free to say it. Success. Ding, ding, ding. Dr. Roberts, may you clarify what you mean by that, if you don't mind?
I was just saying, if without you, it isn't success. So if you don't put yourself into it, it's not going to be success.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going for here. Everyone has to understand that your success, give me 1 second. There we go. Had to brighten up the room a little bit. Everyone has to understand that your success begins and ends with you. Without you, literally and metaphorically, there is no success. Me, as a student success coach, in my position, if I actually don't put myself out there and actually reach out to students, if I don't let students know that, hey, I'm a resource, I'm here to help you, I can see that you want better for yourself. That is something internalized that a lot of people kind of gravitate towards. People who are self-motivated, people who want better for themselves, people who want to be successful. And so moving into the presentation, the first letter we have is C. Everyone take a few seconds and tell me what you believe that the C in the word complete means as I have defined it. Committed, concentration, changing, commitment. You're all actually very close. Ooh, consistent. That's a real good one. Consistency is key. I'll definitely say that. Cooperation. Core. Is that everyone? I believe that's everyone. As much as I hate to say it, no one got it on this one. What the C actually stands for is coming. whether that be to come on to class, whether that be come to work, whether that be come to a sporting event, whatever it is, the first step is that you have to come, because if you don't come, you don't get the rewards of what it is that you are supposed to be reaping. They say you reap what you sow. How can you reap any benefits when you never actually even come or show up to sow them in the first place? Prime example, the majority of, I want to say the majority of everyone on this presentation, they're either employed or looking for employment. So in the employment world, you have paychecks, right? About every 2 weeks or so, you get paid. Let's say you take a day off from work. You come back, you notice that your paycheck looks a little bit funny, right? Because you didn't come in that one day, right? Small little steps like that actually contribute to what we call a snowball effect. And it starts off small, little things here and there, but it can always, build into something bigger. And the same thing can be said for education. As a student, you say you want A's and B's. You say you want to get a 3.5 or higher GPA. You say you want this. Now we look at your attendance over, let's say, the first month of school. You show up 2 days, you show up one time, the next week you show up one time again, and then the next week you don't even show up at all. And yet, these are the same kind of students with these same kind of behaviors and patterns in attendance that say, I don't understand why I'm not getting the grades that I want. It all starts with you coming to class. But not only that, once you come to class, you have to be productive in class. It's one thing to actually physically show up to class, but you also have to mentally be there for class. A lot of people, they say, daydreaming, they always have their head in the clouds. Their body's there, but their mind isn't there. So you're really cheating yourself, because yes, I'm here. That's half the battle. You have to also make sure that what you're doing while you're here is making an impact in your life. So everyone, go ahead, take a few moments. Tell me what you believe the O stands for. Ooh, I like opportunity. I like organization too. Everyone can always use more organization. Is that everyone? Oh, okay, you all just need a little bit more time to think. Okay. Opportunity, organization, open, optimistic. I can tell that this one's really got you all thinking, and I like it. That's exactly why I constructed it like this. I wanted everyone to think. I wanted them to be engaged. So far we have opportunity, organization, open, optimistic. I'll let one more person try, and then I'll go ahead and show it to everyone. Close. Okay, so again, no one got the letter. I'm really good at this. The O stands for owning. So let me ask you all this question. What do you, oh, hold on, we got something in the chat. Okay, then thank you for letting me know that, Dean Watson. So let me ask you all this question. What do you think it means to own something? If you own something, what does that mean per se? Like take for instance, this pen. I own this pen. This is my pen. So what exactly does it mean to own something?
To take responsibility for it?
You're on a scale of hot and warm, or cold and hot, you're this close to being blazing hot. What it means to own something, the same way that you can own a car, a house, shoes, an outfit, the same way that you can own material things, just like Dr. Roberts said, you can take ownership of your education as students. And what that means to take ownership of your education is you understand that this is my education. I own this. I own this. It does not own me. So because I own this, let me do whatever I can to show to everyone else and myself that I own this. And when you own something, or in the course of owning something, excuse me, got something in the chat. Say maximize. It is maximized.
He got ahead. He's on the other, the next letter.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's thinking that. Oh, I see. I like that, thinking ahead. See, he took ownership of what he thought the presentation was. And I'm not gonna lie, he was actually close with maximize. So going back to ownership, in the course of owning something, a person takes it upon themselves and they get it in their head. I want to own this. I want to make this mine. So what does that mean? You practice. You practice and you practice and you practice. And also in the course of practicing, this is where a lot of people, they kind of falter when it comes to taking ownership and owning things. They don't want to own their mistakes. They only want to own the good times. You can't have just the good and none of the bad. You have to be able to take those minute failures and turn them into gargantuan successes. But that can only happen once you understand, I have a part to play in all of this. I have a part to play in my education, the same way that all of my professors do, the same way that all of my educators do, the same way that my dean, everyone, the same way that they take ownership in their role to play in this, you have to also take ownership of your role in your own education. So Mr. Moise, he got ahead of everyone. And I did like that guess, maximize, though. I definitely did like that. As a student, especially a college student, you always want to be on the lookout for maximizing your opportunities. Maintain. Motivation, that's a big one. As the semesters do go on, mastery, okay. Momentum, ooh, momentum. So I would like for everyone to give a big round of applause to Mr. Troy Townsend. He was the one that actually guessed it. Well, I'll give him partial credit on this one. The M stands for maintaining your mental. Over the course of a semester as a college student, there are going to be a lot of trials and tribulations. There's going to be a lot of things that come up. A lot of these are not going to be planned. You don't plan for college. College is one of those things that you kind of roll with the punches, but you always, keep your wits about you. And that's exactly what I mean when I say maintaining your mental. Think about this. How many people here work out or have gone to the gym? You know, we kind of can't go to the gym now because of everything with COVID, but prior to this, Mr. Moyes, I see you with the thumbs up. No one? No one else? That's fine. I myself, I need to get back in the gym too, so that's fine. But just like going to the gym, and I'm fairly certain that Mr. Moyes, he can attest to this, the key thing in a workout when you have a plan is you have to remain consistent. I walk. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, once it's warm enough. Yeah, in Florida with this bipolar weather, I definitely understand. So, coming back to M, consistency is key. Just like a workout, just like walking the dogs, doing the laps in the pool, consistency is key. You have to stay consistent. If you're not consistent, then the only thing that you're doing is making the process that much longer and more challenging for yourself. I was going to say harder, but we don't say hard. We say challenges. And I say that because think of it this way. In education, as a student, you say you want A's and B's. You say you want a 3.5 or higher GPA, but you don't come to class. Or you do come to class, but you're not actually present in class. Or think about it this way. You start shirking all of your other responsibilities because you feel as though there are other things to do, or you feel, I still have time. I can always come back to it. I promise you, that time that you feel as though you have is definitely going to fly by. And that's why it's important to stay consistent, because think about it, the more stuff you put off, the more stuff you have to come back to later under stricter circumstances, because now you have less time to work with it. And now all of a sudden you're trying to think, okay, so how am I going to get this done? How am I going to get this done? I have 5 assignments due today. I have 2 due tomorrow, but I haven't started. See, and all of that because there was no consistency. However, one thing that you can do in order to build up a routine, the same way you build up a routine with your workouts or any other routine that you have in your daily life, you have to take it day by day. You have to take it day by day. You have to understand that you are only doing what you can at any given time. That is important because you're maintaining your mental stability. You're not putting too much pressure on yourself. You're not getting yourself too worked up to the point that you can't function. One big thing is to always pay attention for your mental state. Our presenter, Ms. Hunter, she said it yesterday, take breaks. It's okay to take breaks. As long as you have that time to yourself to reevaluate, recalibrate, see where everything is and where it's going, you'll be fine. Now we have the P. I'll give you all a moment for that. Patience. Patience is definitely a good one. Everyone could always stand to have a little bit more patience, myself included. Plan. Professionalism, patience, plan, participation, persistent, practice. Someone was very, very, actually, that was Dr. Roberts. You were this close again. The P stands for persevering. Life is not easy. I can tell you that. Everyone here can attest to that fact. Life is not easy. College itself is not easy. I understand, and I definitely can relate. I just graduated 2 years ago, spring 2018. However, I would not have been able to graduate if I did not persevere. Nobody graduates from college. Nobody graduates from any school if they do not persevere. And I say that because you have to understand there's another P word that comes in conjunction with persevering: pressure. A lot of people, especially students, they put this pressure on themselves. And they also understand that, especially when it comes to college, there's a lot of external pressure associated with it. Some students are first generation students, some students are first generation parents and students. Some students, they never thought in their wildest dreams they would make it here, and they finally made it here. And now they're making their way through it, and they're starting to, wear down. Everybody gets worn down over time. It's a fact of life. Everyone stays as strong as they can for as long as they can. And when you start to break down, that's fine. That's why I'm saying persevering is key. Accomplishments do not come without it. Nothing great in life comes without perseverance. And if you don't believe me, next time just have a goal for yourself. Say, I want to do this by the end of the semester. And throughout the semester, kind of check in with yourself. This is one thing that can also work in conjunction with maintaining your mental. Kind of compiled something that's called a win or accomplishment log. And it's exactly as easy as it sounds. It's a piece of paper where you just sort of journal down each and every single step along the way that you take in reaching your goal. That's always going to let you know, okay, I'm still staying strong. I'm still persevering. I'm still doing what I need to do to take the necessary steps to get to where I want to be. And I think about it now here at FAMU, the president, he says it in the Rattler charge: when the dark clouds gather on the horizon. Most people, they see the dark clouds, they turn tail and they run. You have to persevere. You have to understand that it just looks bad. When the thunder and lightning fill the sky, same thing. It just looks bad. You have to understand that you are not letting anyone or anything stop you from getting to where you want to get to. When hope is but a glint in the eye of a fallen rattler, a glint, something this small, but that's all you need. They say it in the Bible: faith the size of a mustard seed can move mountains. Having that little bit, that's all it takes sometimes. And hopes are lost friends. And when the sinews of the chest grow weary, the sinews, the fibers inside your body, they grow weary. You're just dying to breathe, but you just want it all to just be over and done with, because you're just saying, I can't do it anymore. That's when you have to persevere and you have to stay strong, because you're just that much closer to finishing. And the muscles, when the sinews of the chest grow weary from those hard charging linebackers, and the muscles and legs grow tired from those hard charging running backs. As a running back, it's right there in the name. You're going to do nothing but run, 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 run all game long. But you have to understand that even when it's all said and done and your legs feel as though they're about to fall off, you have to persevere. In those moments, I guarantee you, that is when greatness is born. And now we come to the L. I'll go ahead and open up the chat and see whatever. Lifelong learner. That is a good one, though, especially in education. Everyone, we consider ourselves lifelong learners. At least I know I do, especially. Leader, learn, listener. Someone's actually already got it, but I won't say who just yet. Ooh, I like longevity. Dean Watson, if you want to come on and just, say your guess, that's fine.
I think she's doing dual calls, I think.
Oh, okay, then that's fine then. So we have lifelong learner, leader, learn, listener, longevity. Who was that? That was Dr. Shakir, actually, with leader. Leaders always lead. It's right there in the job title. However, you do not get to the position of being a leader without putting in the work yourself. You cannot lead when you yourself do not follow what it is that you're trying to get others to follow. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, technical difficulties, but it's fine. Leaders do not get to be leaders without putting in the work. And I say that because as a leader, you are serving yourself as a frame of reference for those around you. Everyone that you're trying to get to buy into your message, how are you going to get them to buy into your message when you don't even believe it yourself? It doesn't work that way. You have to be the living, breathing testimony so others can see that it is possible. And what that means is, or what that includes is, you have to do your job. Whatever that job is at that moment in time, you have to do it. These are the same type of people in the work environment or in school that are the grinders, the workers, the people who are always having their heads down because they're so busy working. These are the type of people who eventually go on to be leaders, but none of that happens without them doing their job and putting in the work so that their actions and their words can line up. And before we move on, I just want to leave you all with a question to ask yourself. You don't have to answer it here, but I want to ask, what type of life are you leading for yourself right now at this very moment? And here we have the first E. And so everyone can go ahead and take a couple of seconds. Excuse me. Whoop. There we go. Technology, always so fickle. No, I wasn't gonna go with education. That's too easy. Engaging, endure, elevated. I like elevated. I like excellent too. Reminds me of FAMU. Excellence with caring, always. Let me see here. And Dean Watson's on the other call. All of these are very good guesses. However, no one got this one this time though. The first E stands for encouraging. And the reason that I say encouraging is because each and every single person in life, no matter what they do, what position they're in, no matter how their life is set up at this moment, they need encouragement. Some people, they need more encouragement than others. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And I say that because as people, we have to understand that there is no one-day process when it comes to someone being complete, right? The entire premise of this whole presentation, the complete you. No one is going to be able to overnight become complete. It's just not going to happen like that. Myself, I'm not 100% complete. However, I have a good support system that lets me know, hey, you're still doing what you can. You are still doing that, and that's more than enough for us. We're proud of you, and we're always going to be here to encourage you, to keep you going, to always give you that pick me up that you need to get throughout the day. And especially as a college student, going through the semester, all the classes, all the work, everything starts piling up. You start to think, okay, this is just a lot. I don't know how it's going to get done. And so some of you may default to, I'm just not going to do anything at all. In those moments, that's where encouragement is most needed. That's where having that support system in place will benefit you the most, because someone else is going to see you down and they're going to say, hey, come on, remember you said you wanted this? Come on, I'll help you get there, but I don't want you to give up on yourself, because the second that you give up on yourself, that's when you give up on everything that you're working so hard for. It's an old saying, pardon my non-professionalism here, we all we got. As simple as that sounds, it's powerful because it's communicating the message that we are all that we have. We look after each other. We are there for each other. We do what we can. Excellence with caring is right there. FAMU, it's professors, educators, students even. Each and every single person needs to be able to come together, look after your fellow man, pick them up when they're down, give them that little lift to let them know, hey, you're almost there. I lost my mouth. Okay, there it is. And now we have the T. I said T and I got thirsty. Together, teach. Not the Robert. Together, teach, time, teachable. So, Miss Bree H. and Mr. Troy Townsend, both of you, I'll give you partial credit. I can't give you whole credit, but partial credit is better than none. The T is for teaching. As educators, teachers, students, people in life, everyone has to understand everything is a process. Everything is a process. And I say that because you have to start from ground zero in order to build yourself up. How do you do that? You get taught by someone. However, they also had to get to that level. How? They got taught. You see where I'm going? Everyone teaches everyone. But on the flip side, being the teacher, you have to keep in mind that everyone learns at different paces. Each and every person that you will come into contact with as a teacher of whatever subject or matter it is that you're trying to teach, it's going to take time. You have to remember to be kind and open to the fact that it is not easy. It's not easy for everyone. As an English education major, all of my friends can tell me they would rather jump off a cliff than write a 5-page essay because they don't like English and they don't like writing that much. And then I started to ask some of them, well, what exactly is it that you don't like about English? I don't understand it. Just because you don't understand something That doesn't mean that you have to turn yourself off to it. Let someone be that teacher to you, because they're only trying to build you up, which is something that as a teacher, you have to always constantly remind people. I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm not trying to belittle you. I'm only trying to teach you. That's it. Reach one, teach one. I remember that. And now we have the final, I believe this is final. It should be, but here we have the E. Oh, one thing I forgot about the last slide. In being a teacher, you must always remember that you have to be teachable. Always remember that. That is very, very key. Evolving. It is. I was going to say engagement. And yeah, engaging doesn't make sense. And I'll give you that. Anyone else? Don't be shy. Okay, everybody wants to be shy. Enjoy. That is a very good one. Everyone forgets that they just need to enjoy the little things in life sometimes. I'll let one more person guess, and then I'll go ahead and spoil it. Engage. Engage again. What this E stands for is exhibiting. Oh, we got one more in the chat. Everyone, because it does take a commitment. That is, I like that. That's a good line of thinking. It's a good line of thinking. I can't lie. It got me thinking about it now. Sorry. So when it comes to exhibiting, I've heard a song by the Migos. It's titled Walk It, Talk It. And that message of that song is the same message as the old saying, practice what you preach. Don't talk about it, be about it. You can say that you want all of these things for yourself. However, what are you actually doing? What are you actually putting in to get out what you want? And especially, execute. I definitely like that one. It definitely does take good execution for a plan to actually go through. So I like that. But with exhibiting, it is often said that words often amount to nothing when there is not changed behavior. And that's a very, very powerful statement. In that statement, it's not necessarily an attack on someone's character. It's not saying, oh, you don't do this right, you're just a mess up. It's nothing like that. All that person is saying is hold yourself accountable. Give me one second. Okay, that's no problem, Dr. Roberts. It was nice having you. Where was I? Oh, yes, holding yourself accountable. Accountability is the number one thing that costs a lot of people a lot of good things because they don't want to hold themselves accountable, but they will jump to hold everyone else accountable. These are the people who are very quick to point their fingers when others make mistakes, but at the same time, they get defensive and blow up when everyone they don't even point out mistakes. They just let them know, hey, here's a better way that you can do whatever it is. They're saying that they want to do this and they want to do that, and yet they're not exhibiting it, right? So it's just a ton of confusion. Again, don't talk about it, be about it. Dr. Roberts, as an advisor, she works with tons and tons of students each and every single day, day in and day out. She's always advising them. She's always letting them know. Matter of fact, even when she's not advising them, she's told me she's often like a second parent to some of these children, and that's fine. But what would it look like if Dr. Roberts didn't exhibit the same kind of characteristics and the same kind of traits that she's telling all of these students that she's contacting? You see? And all of that comes back to self-accountability. As long as you have that along with everything else, then you yourself can count yourself as a complete person. However, remember earlier in the presentation when I was, give me 1 second, someone said something in the chat. Thank you, Dean Watson. Earlier in the presentation, when I asked, what does your complete college student look like? And I kind of just left you some time to think about that. The reason that I left you with that time to think about that was throughout this presentation, as we went through each and every single letter, these were the different characteristics and traits of that complete college student. Excuse me. And some of you may be saying, well, I thought that I was a complete college student, or you may be saying, I thought this person was, I thought I had someone in mind of what I thought a complete college student was, but after going through this, I can see that there's kind of a lot of work to be done, for lack of better words. That's fine. And that actually goes into, excuse me, someone said something in the chat. Okay, then that's no problem, Dean Watson. It was nice having you. Oh, excuse me. When it comes to being complete, you have to think, am I complete inside and outside? And I say that because if you answer no to that question, that's good, because you notice that, excuse me, you are exhibiting behaviors that you do not like. You are exhibiting things that you want to change about yourself. You are exhibiting things that you have a problem with. Why do you have a problem with it? Because they don't represent you or anyone being complete. And that's a good thing, because once you notice that you're exhibiting these type of behaviors, that's when you look for teaching, because you understand I'm not perfect. So let me go to someone in the hopes that they can help me get to where I want to be. And once you come to that level, that's where encouraging is important. That person that you're going to for support or help, each and every person that is right there alongside you along the way, ask them for encouragement. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for support, because you have to understand, like I said, the first time I said this, there are going to be moments where you don't want to do it. I remember when Kobe Bryant passed and they showed an interview and someone asked us, just walk us through a day in the life of Kobe. Kobe started his day at 4 a.m. and he started at 4 a.m. and by 8 a.m., Kobe had already went through 6 workouts, different workouts. And the guy and the interviewer was like, well, how? Just why? Why would you do that to yourself? And Kobe said, well, I want to be the best. Kobe had that encouragement within himself. And even if he didn't have that, he had a family there to encourage him. He had friends he grew up with. He had all the teammates, everyone that had a hand in helping Kobe get to where he wanted to be, encouraging. And that's why encouraging is such an important step, because when you are encouraging someone, you're leading. You're leading by example, because you're letting this person know, okay, this is what you need to do to get to where you want to be. You're saying that, and then you go on to show that person yourself. Take me as an example. I was an English education student, Now I'm working as a student success coach. I'm letting each and every other English education student who ever graces these fine doors at Florida A&M, I'm here to serve as a frame of reference, to be a leader to them, to show them, hey, I was exactly where you are. This is where I am right now. Let me lead you to something even better than this, because there is always room for improvement. Am I right? And when you lead someone, you have to maintain that. You have to persevere with it. This person, they're going to want to give up on themselves. You can't let them. You have to persevere, and you have to understand they're doing what they can, and that is more than enough. And once you persevere, it's helping that person or you maintain their mental. It takes a lot of mental energy to get yourself up out of bed in the morning for some people. It takes a lot of mental energy for some people just to go outside and say hi to their neighbor. I get it. Everyone's not a morning person. Everyone's body does not operate the same. I completely understand. However, it is important that you have those leaders to help you maintain your mental state, because once your mental state is gone, that's kind of where things slowly start to get off the rails a little bit. And that's why I say it's important to maintain your mental, because when you maintain it, that lets everyone around you know you own this. It's mine. No one thing in this entire universe is going to take this from me. Why? Because it's mine and I own it. And you get all of that just because you came to this presentation. That concludes my presentation. I just wanted to say thank you for everyone who came. And at this moment, I would like to ask, are there any questions, comments, concerns, anything? Feel free to put it in the chat if you're not a vocal person. I completely understand. Dr. Shakir, did you have anything that you wanted to ask or anything?
No, I'm on that other call already, so no, I don't have anything to add. I've got a bunch of Zoom meetings going on, sorry.
It's completely fine. I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool, everyone's still here. Are there any, excuse me. Thank you. I'm only doing it because, again, student success coach, it's all about the students. That's all I care about. That's why I'm here. Anyone? Well, if you don't mind, again, as a student success coach, always interacting, always being involved with students, all of that. And I just checked the time. I actually have a student that I'm supposed to be meeting with not meeting, but following up with right now. You all take care. It was very nice seeing all of you again.
All right. Thank you, Jonathan.
No, thank you all.
All right.
We'll see everybody tomorrow for Mr. Moy's presentation at 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.